I could add to the powerful words of Captain Rounds and beautiful Dreer. We all come to this moment from different perspectives, and each of our roles will be different today as we talk about Travis. I'd known Travis as a midshipman when I was Commandant of Midshipmen of the Night, 2001 to 2003. Now, with the passage of time, I think there are more than a few midshipmen in the brigade. My memories of Travis are really more sensations now than they are specific memories, but I remember him well as being strong and powerful, athletic, handsome, aggressive and witty. I also seem to recall that he was slightly more than a little bit embarrassed that beyond being a great athlete and a warrior, he was also actually a certifiable intellectual as well. He didn't seem to think that went with being a Marine. I also remember distinctly how incredibly fortunate we were as a service to have Travis Manion select the Marine Corps for his service selection, for he was an accomplished midshipman in so many of the really important ways that you can be accomplished in Annapolis. Of course, he came by it honestly. He was from a great Marine Corps family, raised with Ryan, nurtured by Janet and Tom, and equipped Travis, frankly, with so many of the signature character traits long before he ever walked through that gate at Annapolis on induction day. You all had equipped him for life. So in the end, I suppose Travis's ambition to be a Marine would have been a surprise to no one. At moments like these, we seek meaning. And we seek purpose in a sacrifice such as this. In the case of Travis Manion, that's easy. You don't have to seek far or wide to find the meaning and the purpose. We've already heard that he was an exceptional leader, a man of formidable physical, moral, and spiritual strength and courage, and a great friend. Where I sat in the Anbar province as Deputy Commander of the Marine Expeditionary Force, I knew him as well as a warrior. In every possible way, Travis exerted influence far beyond that would normally ever be attributed to a first lieutenant. And he strode like a giant, known by the Iraqis and Marines alike, in the eastern part of the Anbar province. Now, 2007, ladies and gentlemen, was a remarkable year in Al Anbar. It was the year that began the turning of the province. And in many ways, the remainder of the war in Iraq followed the success that began in the Al Anbar province. And these Marines were a big part of that. And so was Travis. A big part of what became known and what historians are writing about today, something called the turning. And as an advisor in the 1st Iraqi Army Division, he played a personal role not only in the training and the preparation of the Iraqi Army, he played a personal role in the ultimate liberation of Fallujah. He arrived in the province at the end of 2006 and early 2007. The 1st Iraqi Army Division was less than 50% strength, very little experience. And Fallujah was on the edge of collapse. In October of 2006, the Washington Post had written an article that predicted the defeat of the Marines in the Anbar province. As the Deputy Commander of the massacre, although we weren't going to be defeated, we weren't sure now how long this was going to take. So early in 2007, we saw some of the heaviest fighting that had occurred in the Anbar province, and in the vicinity of Fallujah in particular. Although Travis did not live to see the outcome in Fallujah, at the beginning of 2008, Fallujah remains and has become one of the shining examples of how our Iraqis, inspired by our example, aided by our sacrifice, can take back their homes from Al-Qaeda, can take back their cities, can build their governments, can set their lives on a course of peace, prosperity, productivity. Fallujah is like that today because Travis fought in that city and in its environs nearly every day for 4 months, eliminating the nightmarish threat of Al-Qaeda from the heart of the city of Mosul. The tipping point in Fallujah came almost at the same time that Travis was taken from us. Almost as a memorial to its sacrifice, Fallujah today continues its upward spiral. As regards the 1st Iraqi Army Division, the best indicators of contributions of men like Travis, these Marines, the other Marines in the audience today, came earlier this year during something called the Operation of the Charge of the Knights. Some of you have heard of it. It occurred down in Basra, southern Iraq. You all may remember that the Iraqi Prime Minister Maliki attempted to eliminate the Shia militia in the city of Basra, the oil-rich southern portion of Iraq. And without consulting with us, the Americans, he committed Iraqi army units into the attack into that city. And each one that was employed was chewed up and spit out by the Jaish al-Mahdi, the militia of Muqtada al-Sadr. Seeking help, desperate, afraid of public humiliation, the Prime Minister committed the 1st Iraqi Army Division into Al-Anbar. And without the assistance of the map, you all remember, the 1st Iraqi Army Division self-deployed from Anbar, moved all the way to the southern part of Iraq, and went into the attack directly from the march. And when it was over, Jaish al-Mahdi and the other Shia thugs in al-Basra had been crushed. And Maliki wanted to know why the 1st IA Division was so capable as a fighting unit when others had failed. And his leadership told him it was easy to know that. The 1st Iraqi Army Division was trained and advised by United States Marines. In response, Maliki conferred the greatest honor the new Iraqi Republic could bestow upon this emerging combat formation, upon this division and upon its commander, Major General Tucker. He designated them the 1st Quick Reaction Force, and so it has remained, serving for all intents and purposes as a fire brigade in Iraq, moving to the hottest, most contested battlefields in the country. And although they wear the uniform of an Iraqi soldier, a Jundi, in every other way, they fight like Marines. Travis was a big part of that, truly an integral part of this success.